Historic wildfire set to become the largest ever in California. Reinforcements have been called in. The Army set to deploy 200 soldiers. They will be fighting fires from the air. In addition to this, the Mendocino Complex fire, there are 15 other big fires in California alone right now, fed by strong winds and high temperatures, including many in the triple digits. A new fire started today in Orange County and spread quickly. It was first reported near Holy Jim Canyon Road and is being called the Holy Fire.
The Mendocino Complex fire are proving to be unstoppable. Firefighters in Lake and Mendocino counties ignited more backburns overnight to remove tinder-dry brush, fueling this massive wildfire. But fierce hot winds continue to whip flames into a frenzy. More than 400 square miles have been scorched, making this California's second largest fire on record. A CAL FIRE spokesperson predicts it could become the largest fire in the state's history by tomorrow. It's been hotter and drier.
Yeah, the higher temperatures, we're going back up to the high 90s. It's making for some extreme fire behavior.
The growing inferno sparked new evacuations. It's already destroyed 75 homes and threatens 9,300 structures. Farther north, near Redding, the so-called Carr Fire has claimed a seventh life. The fire is entering its third week with 163,000 acres burned and more than 1,000 homes lost.
This apocalyptic blaze is eating through thousands of acres of forest, so large it's visible from space. The flames have destroyed more than 800 homes and counting. The statistics are stunning, but the personal stories hit hardest.
It was like a wall of fire. It was like a train. It had a noise. It was awful. I thought I was on a sci-fi movie.
Every now and again, we see something that just kind of defies logic or defies the imagination. In this case, take a look at this very long piece of metal that came from this pickup truck. We actually believe it was a wheel that just melted down. So that gives you an indication of just how hot this fire was. In the meantime, again, it's very, very hot outside. 110 degrees today it's expected to reach. And you can see what the neighborhood looks like here. This is Lake Redding Estates. This is one of the neighborhoods that was leveled.
Explosive, dangerous fire behavior. That's how officials are describing what crews could face today as they battle a massive wildfire in Northern California. At least 12 people are now missing as a result of that fire.
Every single person that I've talked to so far has made the mention that I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. It's burning differently. It's burning more aggressive than it has in years past. But it's unprecedented. It's burning in every direction all at the same time.
An extreme fire caused by extreme conditions. This is California, and large swathes of America's Golden State are burning out of control. But even for a state that is hardened to the seasonal hazard, these fires are exceptionally fierce. It's one of the worst starts to the fire season in a decade. Fanned by dry winds, spreading fast through tinder-like scrubland, left parched by 5 years of drought. Everything is against the thousands of firefighters drafted in to battle the blaze. There is some help from the cloudless skies. Firefighting aircraft have been called in, but there aren't enough machines to cover the entire area. The fires have spread across 48,000 acres of land, an area larger than the city of San Francisco. Hey, boy! Stifling heat, temperatures hovering around 38 degrees Celsius, and that's away from the fires. Containment by lighting backfires works sometimes, but when one blaze is out, another starts. The cycle is endless. It's exhausting. It's deadly. The ones who do leave know that they will probably return to scenes like this, a scorched landscape. The core temperature can reach over 1,000 degrees Celsius. And the blaze is creating fire whirls, spinning vortexes of air, ash, and fire. They form when rising hot air begins to spin, collecting flammable gases and burning debris.
The wind just took off, and I don't remember exactly what they called it. It was almost like a tornado with fire in it, and it came over the hill, and it wiped out our house. It wiped out our next door neighbor's home.
Just all kinds of debris flying around in the air and hot embers and hot leaves coming down all over the yard. I figured I better get out of here.
In water, there's another.
These blazing tornadoes are particularly dangerous and difficult to put out. They can reach dozens of meters in height.
This was like you see in the movies with tornadoes. I mean, it 1 minute it's fine, the next minute everybody's screaming.
That's north.
2018 is set to be the fourth hottest year on record. Only 3 other years have been hotter: 2015, 16, and 17. The world is undeniably heating up. Record temperatures are being recorded across North America and Asia.
California is struggling with 2 enormous fires simultaneously. They're being driven by high winds, high temperatures, and a pervasive drought. You can find these extreme conditions throughout the American West and in much of northern and western Europe, causing many to point the finger squarely at climate change.
Firefighters in California were already stretched to the limit by the Carr Fire near the town of Redding. But then this weekend, 150 miles south, the Mendocino Complex fire exploded in size. Burning now over 250,000 acres, it's become the second biggest fire in California history.
In this particular location, it's burning somewhat in our favor, but on other areas of the fire, it is not in our favor whatsoever.
It's been a devastating fire season for California and for other western states, where roughly 85 large fires are burning simultaneously, all exacerbated by a widespread, years-long drought that's created prime, dry fuel for these blazes. Thousands have been evacuated across California, Washington, Arizona, Colorado, and Utah.
Carr Fire near Redding has destroyed now more than 900 homes and killed 2 firefighters. It is now the 7th most destructive fire in California history. Some evacuees have been allowed back in, mainly in places that the fire never reached. More than 12,000 firefighters from more than a dozen states continue to battle that monster blaze. Carr Fire has charred 110,000 acres. That's larger than the city of Denver.
People living in this neighborhood really had very little time to escape. When the fire blew through here, witnesses say it was ferocious. It wiped out just about everything. You could see home after home after home just burned to the ground.
It's like a war zone. It's just like a bomb just hit each house and just exploded.
Flames approaching the city of Redding have scorched homes, prompted mass evacuations, and reduced an entire neighborhood to ash and rubble. Wow. And what began as a small wildfire has now erupted into a living hellscape.
There was fire everywhere on both sides of the roads. There's houses coming down, houses that were already down. To me, it kind of looked like an apocalyptic horror film. It was crazy.
I was talking to my little grandson on the phone. He's saying, "Grandpa, please, you got to come and help us. The fire's at the back door."
It really looks like something from another world.